tennis, if you make a good shot, it makes your day.
George Berman doesn't know the meaning of the words, slow down. A tennis player for many of his 87 years, it took a terrible fall, a broken hip, and a big surgery to sideline his active lifestyle. But it wasn't until he was in physical therapy for his hip that the real trouble began.
Went up the steps. They said, geez, I feel a little dizzy. And everybody got very excited. They said, oops, it's your heart. Come on, how could it be my heart?
That's when George was taken to the nationally known CardioVascular Institute at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, where the most innovative heart therapies are not only used every day, they are invented and researched for use tomorrow.
When I first met George, I saw a man who absolutely put to words the fact that age is just a number. I mean, you usually say that 80 is the new 60. Well, George wasn't even close to retirement when I met him. He was having some fairly major issues to his heart, blockages of 2 of the major arteries that supply the heart.
George was rushed to the cardiac Cath Lab for work on the most urgent blockage. He needed an immediate procedure.
They were really very good to you, because you get there confused. You don't know what's happening, but all you know is they're worried about you, and they take care of you.
The first blockage would prove no real challenge for the skilled surgical team. But weeks later, when George returned for his second procedure, doctors would need to use an advanced technique to restore the flow of blood to the heart.
Blockages of the coronary arteries come in a lot of different shapes and sizes. Sometimes there's fatty buildup, and that fatty buildup is actually squishy, and it's easy to open up, and the vessel is compliant, and we could put stents in, and things are opened up very, very easily. But sometimes the arteries develop a lot of calcium inside them. They become like bones. They become very rigid, and they can't open easily. So simple things like putting a balloon or a stent inside the artery, you can't expand them. It doesn't go to it. It's too much bone. So for George, we had to use a drill, and George is right. We had to use a couple of drills.
It took, I would say, well over an hour, drilling away. I have to admit that I did tease him that if he broke his drill, he's going to have to go to Home Depot and get a couple extras there. Don't just work with one, for crying out loud. Have a spare.
Just a few months after the procedure, George's heart function returned to normal.
Oh, that's the famous picture.
And he was back doing what he loves, spending time with his wife Joan, his 6 grandkids, and of course, his backhand.
It's a game everybody can love. It's easy to love. It's easy to like. I shall be 88 in June, and I figure I ought to wear out my life insurance, which expires when I'm 120.